Welcome to your coverage of Missoula's sports heroes. You're tuned in to the Missoula Prep Sports Network live stream of local sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen.
This presentation of Missoula Sports is proudly powered by Fuel Fitness, the only gym from Montana for Montana.
Check it out.
MPSN is your leader in Missoula's prep sports.
Woo!
We now take you to the action on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Everybody hustles out there, okay, guys? Nobody quits.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Delaware Park. Chris Stratton from the Missoula Prep Sports Network, as we've got to make our change over here for the Mavericks taking on the Royals, as I have not updated the scoreboard yet, but we are ready to go as the coaches have had their plate talk, and it is time to get ready for Game 2 of our doubleheader today in Billings at Delaware Park. The Billings Royals taking on the Missoula Mavericks in a match from last weekend where the Royals were able to take 3 out of 4 games away from the Mavericks. So it was a good weekend for the Royals last weekend, and oddly enough, the game that the Royals or the Mavericks won, it would be the one where they were shorthanded, as the 2019 prom would take place on Saturday night. 10 of our 21 players would leave for prom. We'd have one player that was injured and out, and then leaving 10 for the Mavericks. So Missoula looking to see if they can change things around. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup, starting out with the Billings Royals. Even though they are the home team in our heart, the Missoula Mavericks will always be the home team, as Bridger Johnson comes to the plate for his first at-bat. Mavericks were able to get the shutout win over the Scarlets in Game 1, 8-0.
The center fielder, number 10,
And Bridger Johnson will lead things off. So for the Mavericks, it's Bridger Johnson to lead off in center field. Stuart Long will be the shortstop, batting second. On the mound, it's Brendan Concepcion for the Royals, and the first pitch is thrown and hit, and it'll be right over the second baseman, and Bridger Johnson will continue on what he did in the first game, and he'll find himself at first base on the first swing. So the Mavericks start out with a hit. The shortstop, Stuart Long, comes to the plate, batting second. Batting third will be the left fielder, Trad Richardson. Caden Heydrich will be the designated hitter. Drew Stensrud holding down first base, while Jake Lettner holds down third as the pitch comes in. And we'll have ball 1 to Long. Bo King will bat seventh. He's going to be the wall behind the plate at catcher. Dayton Bay will hold down second, and Parker Stevens will hang out in right, rounding out the order. On the Five Valley Auto pitcher's mound for the Mavericks will be Zach Hengus, as the second pitch will be strike one, and we're even at 1 on the count. So for the Royals, Brendan Concepcion on the mound. The order, number 1, Michael Moorhead in center field. Batting second will be Connor Hunter as they throw to first, and Johnson dives back in. Dan Blanchard is the designated hitter, batting third. Aiden Montez is the third baseman, batting fourth. Batting fifth is Cole Miller. He's the wall behind the plate at the catcher position, as we get pitch number 3 to Johnson, which will be a 2-1 on the ball. Or Stuart Long, I apologize. Johnson is at first. Chase Hinckley will bat sixth. He's number 17, hanging out in left field. The right fielder will bat eighth. That's Noah Oftengarden. And Eli McCoy batting eighth. He's going to be in the third base position, and a ball pitch as Long thought he was going to get the base, but it's only ball 3, 3-1 on the count, as our umpire, Dan Veryfuller, says, "No, son, you got to get back in the box." Here's the pitch. And now the walk for Stuart Long to put runners at first and second for the Mavericks. That'll bring up Trad Richardson for the Mavericks, who is in left field. Rounding up the order, number 8, Eli McCoy, who is at first, and Jaden Jordal holds down second base for the Royals. So there is your starting lineups for both sides. As Concepcion will have the pitch and a bunt showing low pitch. And Miller having to sneak that one up. And will be 1-0 to Trad Richardson. Cole Miller last weekend, he would be behind the plate, I believe, for 3 of the 4 games. Maybe it was only 2 of the 4, but very impressed with his work behind the plate. He is a taller catcher than you normally see, but when he comes out of those stirrups and makes that throw to second, he is on target. So we get ready for the second pitch to Trad Richardson with 2 on and no outs here in the opening half inning. Caden Heydrich in the on-deck circle. Here's Concepcion with the pitch. No, he's going to step off the rubber. And as the Scarlets fans rolled out and the Royals fans came in, the park still very full, or pretty full here at Deller Park in Billings, home of the Billings Mustangs. As the bunt's laid down by Richardson, picked up by Concepcion. He'll throw to first. It's an out, but the sack bunt does its job as the runners advance to second and third with 1 out on the board. And there's Mr. Busey, Sam Busey's dad. I see him. We've got some good fans here with the Mavericks as Caden Heydrich, the designated hitter, comes to the plate. Hydro steps in. And he had a big season last year with the Mavericks, as the first pitch will come in on the ball. Youngest player with the Mavericks. I don't know if he's going to pitch this year, but he was part of the pitching staff last year and really did a good job. There were some games where he had to learn some lessons, but that's the great thing about sports, folks, is it teaches you adversity better than anything else will. And the pitch over the plate will even us out at 1 on the count. And Hydro learning his lessons, ready to knuckle down and do it again this year, and he's a much different player this year because of it. Concepcion with the foot on the rubber, a 1-1 count to Hydro. And he'll let it go by for strike 2. A little bit of a breeze here at Deller Park. We did have 68 degrees and about a 15-mile-an-hour wind in Game 1. Now currently, as I bring up the weather, it's 69 degrees with a 13-mile-an-hour wind coming out of the northeast. Northeast is what it says. As the ball will bounce in the dirt, Miller will hold it in, and we've got an even count at 2 for Hydro. Drew Stensrud stands in the on-deck circle for the Mavericks with 1 out, runners at second and third. And a little bit of a different lineup, and this is almost the lineup that the Mavericks had in Game 2 last Saturday against the Royals that they won. As this one comes inside, we get a full count. About half and half of what we had last Saturday in Game 2. Half of the normal starters and half of the... I can't really say starters because Hathaway's done a good job of rotating guys. As Hydro will be walked to load the bases with 1 out. So that will take us to Drew Stensrud, and Stensrud has really come on this year offensively for the Mavericks. Defensively, too, he's had some good shots. But Stensrud, 10 games leading up to this one, 21 plate appearances, 19 at-bats. 5 runs off of 3 hits as this one comes in for a ball. Stensrud walked 4, struck out 3, walked 4, struck out 4, and hit 3 times. He's got 1 stolen base. He's got a 385 on base percentage, but 158 on his average. Here's the 1-0, and he'll crack on it. It's going to be foul out of play. And we'll be even on the count at 1. That puts Jake Littner in the on-deck circle for the Mavericks. Littner to settle in, Stensrud to settle in with a 1-1 count. And we go back outside for a ball 2, and it looks like maybe the scoreboard is not working for them today. For the Royals is at Delaware Park, their home of the Mustangs. They are going to be receiving a new scoreboard before the Pioneer season starts, as Concepcion will find the plate on the inside pitch, and I think that's where he was going in that last pitch, as that one came down the line almost the same. There's the other two, so 2-2 as it pops up on the scoreboard out there. They've actually, the scoreboard operator is in the sun underneath the score board as we get a full count on the pitch, 3-2, and I was kind of heckling him before the first game with the Scarlets, teasing him a little bit about the old days when they used to walk the card out and put the card up on the scoreboard. Now everything's electronic, but I was asking if he's going to be out there on the... And this one's going to be hit right at Concepcion. Stensrud will have the single. They're going to go ahead and wave around Long. Long will come in on the slide, and the Mavericks will earn 2 runs off the single by Stensrud. And with 1 out, the Mavericks will have a runner at first and second. And the third baseman, Jake Littner, comes to the plate. Maybe Hathaway throwing a different lineup. This isn't a lineup that these Royals saw in the first 4 games, as Littner will swing for strike 1. And in the first inning, the Mavericks have pushed Concepcion's pitch count up to 20 already. Here's the 0-1, and they're going to step off as the runners will get back to their bases. At first and second. Here's the pitch by Concepcion. And he'll be low to give us an even count at 1 for Littner. For Littner this year, he's played in 6 games, had 13 at-bats, 1 run off of 2 hits, an RBI, as Littner's been walked once, struck out once, and diving back in at second, as Concepcion will throw over there. Littner, 214 on base percentage with a 154 average. That will build as the season goes on. And Littner will hit this one right at Concepcion. Will go between his legs. They'll have the stick on the bag, throw to first, and they'll punch him out. The double play is turned to save the side. The Mavericks, they'll earn 2 and leave 1 behind. It's 2-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Royals turn right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Have you recently found yourself in a situation where you need a lawyer? Give our friends at Tip Coburn & Associates a call today. They have been practicing injury, employment, and criminal defense in addition to other areas of law for the past 60 years. Give Tip Coburn & Associates a call today at 406-549-5186 or stop by their website at www.tipcoburnandassociates.com. Tip Coburn & Associates, lawyers fighting for Montana since 1959 and proud sponsors of Missoula Prep Sports on MPSN.
Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Montana owned and Montana proud. Your $29 a month Montana Mega Gym. Fuel has premier facilities with the latest equipment, nutrition superstores, high energy classes, refreshing smoothie bars, attentive childcare, expert trainers, and we never close. Best of all, you have access to 6 locations statewide for just $29 a month. That's less than $1 a day. Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Go to clubfuelfitness.com right now to find a Montana location near you.
Welcome back to MPSN. Bottom of the first inning, the Mavericks lead 2-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard over the Billings Royals. Game 2 of 4 games this weekend in Billings. The Mavericks Mother's Day Billings Tour, as I like to call it. 4 games on the weekend, split with with the Royals and the Scarlets today, and then it'll be the Scarlets and Post 22 tomorrow. Standing on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound for the Mavericks is Zach Hengis, as Michael Moorhead steps to the plate for the Royals. And Hengis would get the win against the Royals last weekend, as this one's going to be popped off the bat, picked up by the shortstop. Throw to first is there in time, and Herbert will punch out the batter at first for out number 1. Nice job by Long to come in and help Lettner out there,
Number 6, Connor Hunter.
as the shortstop, Connor Hunter, comes to the plate with 1 out and nobody on. Hengis last weekend, as I said, picked up the win against the Royals in Game 2 on Saturday, as his first pitch will come in low on Hunter. For Hengis this year, he is 1-1 in 5 games. 2 he has started, 15 total innings pitched, as he'll have another low pitched for ball 2. 10 runs off of 16 hits. 4 of those runs have been earned. He's hit 2, walked 4, and struck out 10 in those games that he has pitched. And time is called as Hunter will step off. And Hengis will move to 3-0 on the count. Dan Veryfuller, the plate umpire. And now Hengis will come into the count at 3-1. Tomorrow's games will be at 10 and 2:30. First game at 10 against the Scarlets right here at Dealer Park, as this one's over the head of the shortstop, finding the gap in the field, and that will put the first runner on for the Royals with 1 out. So now the designated hitter, Dan Blanchard, will come to the plate with 1 on and 1 out. Blanchard looks down the third base line. Brian Benjamin, the manager for these Royals, who are reigning state AA champions, representing Montana in the Northwest Regional Tournament in Missoula last year. And Hengis over the plate for strike 1. Hengis waits for the pitch, checks the runner at first, and now the stretch. Runner's going to go. King with the throw to second. It's on target, but just a little behind, and the runner will get the base. And the pitch thrown was a ball. King will go ahead and walk the ball right out to Hengis. Hengis calls him back, and now a brief message. 1 out on the board with a runner at second for the Royals. The Mavericks picking up 2 runs in that top of the first inning to lead 2-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Hengis now with the stretch. And he'll be over the plate for strike 2. So 1-2 on the count for Blanchard. Aiden Montez in the on-deck circle for the Royals. Mavericks had the third baseline dug out against the Scarlets. And as they meet the Royals, well, it switches over, and they are now the first base dugout. This one will go for a ride into the gap, and getting there, Connor Daniels trying to race over. It's going to hop in front of Daniels. They'll wave the runner around from second as the throw is made, and the Royals will have their first run of the game off the double by Blanchard. 2-1 Mavericks on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Drops us down to the third baseman, Aiden Montez. 1 out, 1 on, and here comes Hathaway. He'll stroll out to see to check in with Hangus right away here in this first inning of play. We get to work with some really great organizations that support high school sports in the Missoula Valley, and one of them is celebrating a anniversary this year. That's right, Tip Coburn and Associates. Well, they've been practicing injury, employment, and criminal law in addition to defense and other areas for the past 60 years. That's right, folks, 60. Give Tip Coburn and Associates a call today if you're looking for some legal advice at 406-549-5186, or stop by their website at www.tcsattorneys.com. Tip Coburn and Associates, lawyers fighting for Montanans since 1959. So the meeting on the mound with Hathaway is brief, and Hangus is ready to go once again as Montez steps in. Hangus with his first pitch to Montez. Swung on for strike one. Be interesting to see how Hathaway lets Hangus roll here. He let Dylan Chalmers stand tall on the mound for all 7 innings in the previous game. This one's going to be off of Lettner's glove. It's going to roll into left field. Richardson will pick it up, and they'll hold the runner on the corner. The batter will go to second, and the tag is there. No, safe. So runners at second and third with one out here now for the Royals. That moves us to Cole Miller, the catcher.
7, Cole Miller.
One out. And the Royals looking to swing into this game, putting one run up on the board so far, looking to add. Hangus leans in to get the pitch from King. And over the plate for strike one. Miller to settle in, and as I mentioned in the last half inning, just really impressed with this young man's play behind the plate against the Mavericks last weekend. And a slice for a foul ball will give us strike two with one out on the board. I don't remember if Miller was the catcher for the Royals last year in their run for the championship or not. But that's the way things go with high school level sports, is the rotation, the age rotation as I call it, as this one swung on, and Hangus will have his first strikeout, and Miller will slam the bat on the ground as he walks away. 2 outs on the board.
The left fielder, number 16, Chase Hinckley.
We'll drop to the left fielder now, Chase Hinckley, with runners at second and third. Left-handed batter. Angus gets the pitch from King behind the plate. And it's inside for a ball. Angus now ready on the rubber and the stretch. Swung on. And we'll even at 1. Noah Oftengarden in the on-deck circle. Montez playing in 2 of the 4 games last weekend. As Hangus will step off the rubber. Got some young men down the first base line in the grass playing catch. That's a great thing about baseball. No other sport are you able to come and watch and be able to participate, as we have strike 2 on the swing. But you can't go to a basketball game and shoot hoops. You can't go to a football game and throw the football around. Hockey, well, you definitely can't go and play around with the puck on hockey. Baseball is the one sport that the fans can enjoy while they're watching. Here's the pitch. Outside, and we'll have ball 2 on the count. 2 outs, 2 on. Bottom of the first, Royals with 1 run. It is Mavericks lead on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard, 2-1. Hangus now with the stretch. And we'll get a full count at 3-2. Hangus leans in. And now the pitch. And that's a walk to load the bases with 2 outs.
The right fielder.
The number 7 batter, number 19, Noah Oftengarden, who's hanging out in right field, comes to the plate with loaded bases and 2 outs. So we'll look to see how Hangus will come out of the jam. Leans in. And the pitch. Swung on. It's going to be fouled down the first base line. And we'll have strike 1. The way that the line runs down, I don't know, not quite sure if you can see it fully on the stream, but the first base line, the grassy area is about 4 feet, maybe 5 from the edge, so it gets kind of tricky. And we saw one of the Scarlet players going after a foul ball run into that wall down there, trying to get to it. Here's Hangus with the payoff. And it's outside for ball 1. I guess I got ahead on my count. It's 1-1. Loaded bases. For the Royals. And this one will be popped, and the first baseman is over there searching in the glove, and that's the side. So the Royals earn 1, they leave 3 behind, and the Mavericks lead on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard 2-1. Top of the second right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
If you're looking to upgrade your car, stop by 5 Valley Auto Sales. From the moment you walk through the door, you'll be in for the best car buying experience ever. From their large inventory to their experienced staff, 5 Valley Auto Sales is committed to helping you find the right car for you. View their featured vehicles online at www.5valleyautosales.com or stop by their location at 3300 South Reserve Street in Missoula. 5 Valley Auto Sales is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on MPSN.
Mom, we don't know how you do it. Let's face it, the job of being a mom is so many jobs all rolled into one. You're a teacher, a cook, a housekeeper, a seamstress, a chauffeur, a motivational speaker, and even a warden. To do everything you do takes, well, a little magic. Magic Touch Car Wash wants to do a little something for you to say thank you. On Mother's Day, all moms get a free car wash. It's the least we can do to say thank you. A free car wash for all moms. This Mother's Day only. Thank you, moms, from Magic Touch Car Wash on Reserve next to Fast Trip.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton from the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we move up to the top of the second inning. Mavericks lead 2-1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Bottom of the order for the Mavericks, 7, 8, 9 batters as Bo King steps to the plate with Brendan Concepcion in his second inning on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound. And the first pitch will be a ball as it hops out of Cole Miller's glove for ball 1. So King, Bay, and Stevens due up on the inning for the Mavericks. Concepcion now with the stretch and the pitch. And we'll get ball 2. So 2-0 on the count. Mavericks will have the Scarlets tomorrow morning and the Hard Hats tomorrow afternoon, as the high pitch will go 3-0 on the count. And then Wednesday is another road trip as we head back to Helena for a 9-inning game against the Senators. Here's the 3-0 by Concepcion. And King will be walked. So Concepcion starts the first 2 innings with a walk as Dayton Bay comes to the plate. Now Dayton Bay, 9 games played, 13 at-bats. He's got 1 run off of 2 hits, 2 RBIs. He's been walked 4, struck out once, has 1 sac fly. He's batting .154 with a .333 on-base percentage. So Bay will step to the plate for the first time today with a runner at first and no outs. They'll throw to first as King will dive back in. Parker Stevens stands in the on-deck circle for the Mavericks, bottom of the order. Bunt, and this one's going to be high up over our heads. Foul for a strike call. So Bay, one of the newcomers at the AA level for the Mavericks. Trying to make a name for himself. And Bay and Very Fuller will have a conversation at the plate. And showing bunt, the low pitch will come in and we'll have ball 1. So an even count for Bay. He'll settle back in with King at first. And pitch over the plate will be strike 2 on the bunt show. Gorgeous day here in Billings. We had rain overnight, just a little bit of a drizzle, wasn't anything heavy. Partially cloudy this morning, and then the sun burned everything off. There was 1 cloud in the sky when I got to the field, and well, there isn't a single one now. So it's just turned out to be a gorgeous day compared to last year where we had rain on the field, and at Pert says this foul bunt is going to be a strikeout on Bay. So Parker Stevens, the right fielder, will come to the plate with 1 out and a runner at first. But last year for these 4 games, as I mentioned, we had rain on the field, and the Royals and Scarlets, Billings American Legion Baseball, did a phenomenal job of clearing the field as we go outside for ball 1 to Parker Stevens. But they cleared the field off, got it dried up, put product down where there were puddles, and we got into play. Now granted, we only got 1 of the 2 games in, but it was still great to watch. And it was phenomenal how these, as we get strike 1 now to Parker Stevens, how well the Billings American Legion Baseball group put the field together to get us into play. Here's the pitch by Concepcion. Runner's going to go, and King and Miller will not make the throw as we get ball 2. And Bo King will have the base. But when we showed up at the field last year over at Pertz, they were pushing water off the top of the tarp, and there was water coming out from underneath the tarp. As Stevens will slice for strike 2 on the foul ball. Stevens settles back in with 1 out and a runner at second, and King, top of the order, standing in the on-deck circle. And they'll throw back, and King will slide in, and he'll be safe. So we settle back in at 2-2. King playing out there at second as he steps away. Last year for a few games, they called him the thief, as Parker Stevens will rocket this one off foul, as he was picking bases up, throwing them in his pocket, and going home with them. Stevens now settles in, waits for the 2-2. And Concepcion steps off the rubber. Settles back up. And now we get the pitch. Swing, and Parker Stevens will be struck out for out number 2. That brings up Bridger Johnson for his second plate appearance on the day. Concepcion ready at the plate. And this one will be right to the pitcher, the tag on the bag, and that is the side. So 1-2-3 for the Mavericks in the second. The Royals will bat next on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop in to 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton from the Missoula Prep Sports Network. As we come to the bottom of the second inning, Mavericks lead the Royals 2-1 on the Fast Trip Comic Book scoreboard. Zach Hangus on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound, and it's the bottom of the order for the Royals. 8-9 batters. Eli McCoy, the first baseman, and Hilly's going to crank this one down the first base line. Good job by Stensrud. He'll step on the bag, and that will be out number 1.
Second baseman, number 18.
Brings us to the bottom of the order. Second baseman, Jaden Jordal. Jordal settles in for his first at-bat in today's game. And he'll swing foul for strike 1. For the Mavericks, it'll be the 2, 3, 4 batters in the top of the third. Scheduled for 7. Here's the pitch. And this one's fouled off for strike 2. And it looks like we might have some action possibly in the bullpen, as this one's fouled off. 0-2 on the count. Michael Moorhead in the on-deck circle for the Royals. And Hangus will pitch. Outside, and we get ball 1. Hangus with the stretch. And this one will have eyes as it pops out into right field. Stevens will go to a knee to pick it up, and the Royals will have a runner on with 1 out.
The center fielder, number 1, Michael Moorhead.
So we swing to the top of the order to Michael Moorhead.
I caught him wicked.
Moorhead will settle in. And this one will be fouled off for strike one. I'm trying to find my game here on iScore, as this one will be outside to even us out on the count at 1. There, it popped up. Angus now with the pitch. You can hear the wind coming up, the throw back to first, and Stensrud had a good pickoff last weekend against the Royals over there at first. They'll throw back over there once again. Angus now with the pitch. Runner's going to go. This one will be hit right off the mound, and it's going to get past the second baseman. The throw to third, and it is there, but not held onto by Lettner, and that'll put runners on the corners off the single by Moorhead. Still one out on the board with Connor Hunter coming to the plate for the Royals.
Number 6, Connor Hunter.
Hunter will settle in as King steps in front of the plate to signal the field. King looks to the dugout to get the pitch from Hathaway. Angus will pitch now. Over the plate for strike one. Angus with the pitch. Actually, he's going to throw back over to first for Miller, who's waiting for the pitch. And the runner's going to come down the line, and they will not make the throw at the plate. And the game will be tied up at 2 off the unearned run. And we'll have a 1-1 count. For Miller. Angus now with a runner at second will pitch. This one's going to have a good pop, and Stensrud will have it in the glove. Stensrud will have 2 outs here on the inning. And it takes us to the designated hitter, Dan Blanchard. So the Royals even it up at 2 here in the bottom of the second off the miscue. Blanchard settles in, and it would be Blanchard, as this one's going to pop foul down the first base line for strike one. But Hunter would have the hit in the first inning and earn a run, so he's 1 for 1 with a run for the Royals. Angus now with the 0-1, and this one will roll out, and Lettner cannot get to it. It'll hop when it gets to the fringe. They wave around the runner from third, and Richardson not able to pick up the ball in left field. That will give the Royals the lead. 3-2 over the Mavericks on the double by Blanchard, and we come to Aiden Montez, the third baseman.
Third baseman, number 4, Aiden Montez.
Montez steps in. Angus gets the pitch from King. And a swing for strike one. Montez. Settles back in and time is called. There it pops up. Montez with a single today. Angus now with the stretch. And it's a high pitch to even the count at 1. Cole Miller in the on-deck circle as King is going to go out to Angus and hand the ball right off, and Barry Fuller will clean the plate. And it's a brief conference. Montez settles back in. Angus up on the rubber, and now Montez will call time. As the first game was quick, it was 1 hour and 52 minutes. As Kings blocks that one in front of him, and we get ball 2. This game, though, a little bit slower, as we're about 30 minutes in, and we're at the bottom of the second. Here's Angus, and we get a 3-1 count to the third baseman. And Angus taking his time between pitches as King signals the pitch. And we get a walk to put runners at first and second with 1 out. No, 2 outs, sorry. So Cole Miller will come to the plate. The Royals with 2 runs here in the bottom of the second inning to make it a 3-2 game. Royals on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Looks like some of the Scarlet players have hung around to watch this game. Here's the pitch by Angus. And he'll get it over the outside of the plate for strike 1. And I wonder if those last 2 pitches were meant to come down that line, as the last 3 pitches have been about the same. So an 0-1 now to Miller, and he'll swing for strike 2. For Miller, he was struck out his first at-bat. And the Royals would go through their first 7 batters in the lineup in that opening inning. As we get the pitch from Angus. And he'll foul, so that we'll have another shot here for Miller with the 0-2 count. Mavericks traveled well. Good group of fans sitting down to the right of us. The Royal fans have filled in the third base line nicely as we get the pitch. And that'll get us ball 1. So 1-2 on the count to Miller. Runners step away from first and second. King with a long signal, and now Angus with the stretch. And Miller will punch this one up. King's looking to see if he can get it, and he does, and that's the side. So 2 runs earned, 2 left behind, and the Royals take a 3-2 lead. Top of the third coming up right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Montana owned and Montana proud. Your $29 a month Montana Mega Gym. Fuel has premier facilities with the latest equipment, nutrition superstores, high energy classes, refreshing smoothie bars, attentive childcare, expert trainers, and we never close. Best of all, you have access to 6 locations statewide for just $29 a month. That's less than $1 a day. Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Go to clubfuelfitness.com right now to find a Montana location near you.
The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for high school sports, and we need your help. MPSN is looking for local businesses to help us cover our local high school athletes by advertising their business on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. If you know of a business that would be interested in helping the Missoula Prep Sports Network in our coverage of high school sports in the Missoula area, drop us a line by using the Contact Us link at MPSN406.com. MPSN, Missoula's home for Missoula's prep sports heroes.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton in Billings, Montana at Diller Field for the Missoula Mavericks taking on the Billings Royals. Game 2 of the doubleheader. Mavericks get the win in Game 1, 8-0 over the Scarlets. And now they battle the Royals. Royals lead 3-2. Leading off the inning for the Mavericks is the shortstop, number 2, Stuart Long. So it's the 2, 3, 4 batters scheduled on the inning.
Shortstop, number 2, Stuart Long.
For the Royals. And Long steps in. Do I have a charger? Yeah, hold on a second. You need iPhone or... Okay. Here you go. Lawrence King scoring on iScore. You can follow along as we get a 1-1 count here for Long. And this one will be rocketed. Foul to get a strike 2 as the wind comes up on the mic. We've got ducks on the field. In center field. I don't think they realize there's a baseball game going on today. And the ball pitch will get us 2-1 on the count to Long. Long walked his first at-bat to start the game for him. 2-2 on the count? Okay. Thank you, Lawrence. Now we get a full count. As Very Fuller gives us the count. Trad Richardson's in the on-deck circle for the Mavericks. As the Ducks continue to play out in left field, and this one's going to be shot right out towards those Ducks, and it finds the gap. Long around first on his way to second as the throw is made, and those Ducks, they just hang out right there. They're not worried about what's going on. Hey, there's a baseball game on, but the Ducks don't really care. And as the left fielder is going to try to chase him off the field out there. Hinckley clears the field of the Ducks. That'll bring us to Trad Richardson with 1 on and no outs. Here's the pitch to Richardson, and he'll have this one right to the second baseman in the glove. Throw to first. That'll advance Long down the line to third, but there's 1 out on the board. So we come to the designated hitter, Caden Heydrich. Hydro, as they call him around here. He'll settle in. And those Ducks, they're still right on the line down the third base line. They're not going anywhere as the high pitch comes in for ball 1. Heydrich settles back in. And the Conception pitch. outside, and we go to ball 2. For Heydrich, walked his first at-bat. Saw both Mr. and Mrs. Heydrich here at the stadium, so Heydrich will swing for strike 1. Usually, Caden's younger brother, who is a basketball all-star, and he's a grade schooler, does the 3-on-3 tournaments. Must not have one this weekend as both parents are here. Usually it's split, and that's the way it is with some of these parents for the Mavericks, as they've got multiple children playing multiple sports. Frazier's the same way, as Dane's younger sister Cody plays softball for the Sentinel Spartans. They are in Great Falls today, or were in Great Falls. Their third game should be done by now. And Hydro will be walked for the second time today to put runners at first and third for the Mavericks. As we come to Drew Stensrud, and Stensrud had a good shot his first at bat. So Long at third and Hydro at first with 1 out on the board. Conception. And Stensrud will slice this one foul for strike 1. Mavericks looking to see if they can even this one back up, as the Royals lead 3-2. Stensrud will step back in. Stensrud really coming on this year, and I was there for the first day of tryouts, as this pitch will come in to get us an even count at 1. And there was a lot of talk about Stensrud and what the possibilities could be for him, and he's really shown well at the defensive and offensive side. Throw to first. Hydro dives back in. Jake Littner in the on-deck circle for the Mavericks. Conception will pitch. And Stensrud, this one straight up in the air over second base. Center fielder will come in. Moorhead will secure it in the glove. And that will be out number 2, as it was a short hopper, so Long will stay at third.
The third baseman, number 4, Jake Linder.
And Jake Littner will come to the plate now with runners on the corners and 2 outs. And Littner last weekend had kind of a comical play at third, as this one will hop for ball 1. Littner would come down the line to third. Throw was made, and he would dive in, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody's legs get up over the top of their behind on a slide like Littner's did. As now they'll let the runner go, and Hydro will have second on the steal, and we'll go 2-0 to Littner. Littner's older brother graduating from MSU. And that one just across the shoulder. It looked like it was going to catch Littner, but we'll have strike 1. So 2-1 on the count, with runners at second and third and 2 outs for the Mavericks. Bo King in the on-deck circle. And Littner will hop this one right to the pitcher. The throw to first is made, and that's the side. So the Mavericks load 2 up, but they're left behind, and the Royals hold on 3-2 over the Mavericks on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. The Royals will get to bat next on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Locally owned Paradise Falls is a place for friends and family to enjoy good food and good times, with a diverse menu and a fun atmosphere that includes nearly 30 TVs showing every sport imaginable. Paradise Falls is sure to have something for everyone.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network, as we drop to the bottom of the Double checker, bottom of the third inning. I got lost for a second. I apologize, folks. Got excited with the music coming on the PA system, dropping back to my childhood in the 90s. A little naughty by nature. But as we get ready to go here, folks, and Zach Hangus on the mound for the Mavericks.
Leading off
For the Royals. It'll be number 17, Chase Hinckley. So 6, 7, 8 scheduled on the inning for the Royals. And Hinckley will put this one down the line. Stensrud with a solid grab, and he'll win the race to the bag for out number 1. So quickly we go to Noah Oftengarden, the left fielder, and the right fielder. And Hangus will deal. Low pitch for ball 1. Hangus, in his first 2 1/3 innings, he's had 50 pitches. 32 of them have found their way over the plate. And a low pitch will go ball 2. Eli McCoy in the on-deck circle for the Royals. Here's the pitch. And it's sent over the shortstop's head into left field. Richardson will chase it down, and the runner will hold at first. And the Royals will start with a hit. Drops us down to the number 8 spot batter. That would be number 8, Eli McCoy, the first baseman. So 1 on, 1 out for the Royals as they go to work here with the left-handed batter. Hangus now with the stretch. And this one will be down to Stensrud. The throw to second, tag, throw back to first, and Hangus will have it. They'll punch him out. The double play is turned. Great infield play for the Mavericks to finish out the side, and we go to the 4th. Right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff and have them take care of your embroidery needs. From business logos to team jerseys, Stitches Embroidery can help you and your team look good. Check them out online at stitchesmontana.com to see their full line of silkscreen and embroidery options. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop in to 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to MPSN. Top of the 4th inning. Royals lead the Mavericks 3-2, and Mavericks able to hold off the Royals in the 4th. The first inning that the Royals have not earned a run, and as Lawrence King said, the Mavericks did it the hard way, a 6-3-1 turn on the double play. And we'll have Bo King to lead things off for the Mavericks. So the bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9. King, Bay, and Stevens. Brendan Concepcion standing tall on the mound for the Royals so far. And there's the throw to second to indicate the beginning of the inning. So King will step to the plate.
Leading off for the Mavericks, the catcher, number 6, Bo King.
And King this year playing multiple roles for the Mavericks, as we've seen him in the outfield and behind the plate. Here's the first pitch of the inning by Concepcion, and King is going to pop this one right over the second baseman's head. Right fielder will come in the glove, and that will be out number 1. So we go to Dayton Bay.
The second baseman, number 1, Dayton Bay.
with 1 out on the board. Bay, the second baseman. And I wasn't really quite sure how the end of that double play turned out because Hangus was over there with Stensrud and didn't see who had the ball. Pitch on the way, and it'll be high for ball 1. Nice tight game between the Royals and the Mavericks. Scheduled for 7, top of 4. And Bay, patient, lets it come over the plate for ball 2. It'll be a 10 o'clock game right here at Della Park tomorrow morning for the Mavericks and the Scarlets. And then we'll have to pack up and race over as this one's over the plate for strike 1 to Pertz Field. For game 2 at 2:30. And Bay will swing to even the count up at 2. 1 out on the board here in the top of the 4th. Dayton Bay in the box with Parker Stevens in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. And we'll get a full count at 3-2. Bay settles in. And the pitch by Concepcion. And this one swung on over the third baseman's head. And the Mavericks will have a runner on at first with 1 out. Drops us to the bottom of the order to Parker Stevens with 1 out and 1 on. Stevens to settle in, and Parker has been pitching for the Mavericks. He had to work through an injury last year, so he didn't see as much time on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound last year, as the first pitch will be ball 1. But talking to some of the players and some of the parents over the winter while they were doing warehouse, as Bay has to dive back into first, they were saying that Parker was the one that had the hot hand on the pitch, so excited to see him work through his senior summer. Check swing for ball 2. And the Mavericks, they've got a tight bullpen pitching staff, however you want to say it, as Concepcion's going to have to retie his shoe. They've got a full stable of Stallions in there with their pitching staff, and they're working through the changes on the infield, and that's the big thing that the Mavericks are searching with right now. Is they lost James Martin, who held down second for so long so well, and Buchanan not coming back with the injury this year, as Bay is going to go, and Stevens will put this one in, and they're going to say foul. That one was close to the line. Bay all the way over at third already, and we'll have strike 1 to Parker Stevens. But that's the thing about high school sports, you know, you've got to work with what you have and fill people in when you have those losses, as graduation comes or injuries prevent players from playing, is you've got to take your pawns and put them in their spots where they belong. Here's the 2-1 now by Concepcion. No, they're going to throw back over to first. And Benjamin comes out to get the count as we're at 2-1. The strike meter on the board not showing up, so Benjamin wanting a clear call on it. Top of the order stands in the on-deck circle for the Mavericks with 1 out and a runner at first. Here's the pitch, and the runner's going to go. The throw by Miller, it's going to be off target, and they'll punch him out. Somehow, the second baseman was able to glove that one up and get the tag at the same time, and the bases are cleared with 2 outs on the board. And we're 2-2 on the count. So that changes things for Parker now at the plate. And he'll have contact. Keeps him alive at 2-2. And that's why you really don't see too many dynasties in high school sports. I mean, Billings Senior at the football level, they have done a phenomenal job to hold things up, but as their senior players graduated, and Parker Stevens will swing to be the final out of the inning. So the Mavericks are held off. It's 3-2 Royals. We'll be back right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for high school sports, and we need your help. MPSN is looking for local businesses to help us cover our local high school athletes by advertising their business on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. If you know of a business that would be interested in helping the Missoula Prep Sports Network in our coverage of high school sports in the Missoula area, drop us a line by using the Contact Us link at mpsn406.com. MPSN, Missoula's home for Missoula's Prep Sports heroes.
Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton from the Missoula Prep Sports Network. The Royals lead the Mavericks 3-2 here in the bottom of the fourth, and starting things off is the bottom of the order for the Royals in Jaden Jordal. Zach Hangus from the Five Valley Auto pitcher's mound. His first pitch will be a ball to Jordal. We do have a change on the field for the Mavericks as Connor Daniels has come in and taken over for Parker Stevens in right field. Here's Hangus outside for ball 2.
Now playing right field for the Mavericks, number 9, Connor Daniels.
Here's the pitch by Hangus. And a slice straight up in the air. King's looking for it. It's high in the air. It's right on the fringe of the dugout, and it'll bounce off the floor in the dugout. And the foul ball will be strike 1. So 2-1 on the count for the leadoff batter here in the fourth inning. Hangus will deal, and he'll go back outside for 3-1 on the count. So Coach Hathaway making a change in right field and setting in Connor Daniels. And this one's hit right up the mound as it bounces off. And the Royals will have a runner at first to start the inning. Swings us to the top of the order to Michael Moorhead.
The center fielder, number 1, Michael Moorhead.
Moorhead steps in. And they'll throw back over to first. Stensrud's got a hop to pull that one down. Pitch on the way. And it will catch the plate for strike 1. So our first game raced by as Dylan Chalmers was knocking down batters. Excuse me, we get the 1-1 now. And it looks like the Hard Hats are in the building. Post 22 sitting down the first baseline. They'll have the game up after this one. As Moorhead settles back in for Moorhead. 1 for 2, ground out and a single. And this one will be popped in. Good job by the second baseman. The throw to first will not get back there, but that'll be the first out of the inning as that one came off the end of the bat tunnel line and into the glove of Dayton Bay.
The shortstop, number 6, Connor Hunter.
So we go to Connor Hunter now with 1 out and 1 on. Hunter to settle in. And he'll pop one foul for strike 1. There we go. My tablet timed out, so I didn't have a screen. Had to slide it over. The throw to first. And it looks like they've got somebody warming up in the bullpen for the Royals. So we might see a change on Concepcion here in the 5th, as this one will be over the plate for strike 2. Not quite. Royals are wearing their dark jerseys with the royal blue numbers on them, so it's kind of hard to pick out the number down the line there. But the Royal bullpen is in action. And Hunter looked like he was going to stretch out for that one, but let it go by, and we go 1-2 on the count. Angus with the stretch. And this one will come off the middle of the bat. Stensrud looks for it in the sun, in the glove, and that's 2 down, and the runner will stay at first.
The designated hitter, number 23, Dan Blanchard.
Takes us to the DH, number 23, Dan Blanchard, and that DH position, something that's a bit of a hot topic in Major League Baseball the last couple of years. Depends on which side of the line you're on, it seems like. Here's the first pitch to Blanchard, and Blanchard, his at bat would earn runs for the Royals. To help him ahead in that second inning. And the outside pitch will be over the plate to even us out at 1. Blanchard, a single and a double. Double and a single, if you want to say it in the order of his plate appearances. Runner at first with 2 outs. Here's the pitch by Angus, and this one will be fouled for strike 2. With 2 outs on the board, the Mavericks will have the bottom of their order up, or top of the order, I apologize. Bridger Johnson, as Parker Stevens has come off the board now, and Connor Daniels is in that place. Blanchard steps out of the box as Angus comes off the rubber. And the 1-2 pitch. This is into center field. Center fielder's back there. And Johnson will put it in the glove. So 1 loaded up, but left behind for the Royals, and the Mavericks hold on. They'll try to fight back, down 3-2. We'll be back right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Have you recently found yourself in a situation where you need a lawyer? Give our friends at Tip Coburn and Associates a call today. They have been practicing injury, employment, and criminal defense in addition to other areas of law for the past 60 years. Give Tip Coburn and Associates a call today at 406-549-5186 or stop by their website at www.tipcoburnandassociates.com. Tip Coburn and Associates, lawyers fighting for Montana since 1959 and proud sponsors of Missoula Prep Sports on MPSN.
Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it is social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or for radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton from the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we are in the top of the 5th inning in a tight game. Royals lead the Mavericks 3-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. It's the top of the order to start the inning out for the Mavericks. Johnson, Long, and Richardson. Brendan Concepcion continuing his battle on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound. We did see somebody down the third base line in the bullpen for the Royals warming up, and Johnson will let the first pitch slide by for ball 1. A nice close game. I know that Benjamin wants to keep the upper hand against Hathaway. Here's the pitch, and it's over the plate for strike 1. So an even count at 1 now for Johnson. And waiting for iScore to update here. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be a strike, but Miller not able to keep it in the glove, and we go 1-2 on the count. And I've heard it been said that if a catcher doesn't hold on to it, it's not a strike. Here's the 1-2. And Johnson will foul it off. Huh? Yeah. So Johnson, a single and a ground out on the day. And he'll swing this one, finds the spot, and Johnson will be on board to start the inning. And Benjamin's making the walk out there, and he's got Hayden Yarbrough in there. So Yarbrough to the mound, something I thought I'd never say, but just have. So we'll let Yarbrough warm up. We'll be back right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Have you recently found yourself in a situation where you need a lawyer? Give our friends at Tip Coburn & Associates a call today. They have been practicing injury, employment, and criminal defense in addition to other areas of law for the past 60 years. Give Tip Coburn & Associates a call today at 406-549-5186 or stop by their website at www.tipcoburnandassociates.com. Tip Coburn & Associates, lawyers fighting for Montana since 1959 and proud sponsors of Missoula Prep Sports on MPSN.
Locally owned Paradise Falls is a place for friends and family to enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. With a diverse menu and a fun atmosphere that includes nearly 30 TVs showing every sport imaginable, Paradise Falls is sure to have something for everyone.
If you're looking to upgrade your car, stop by 5 Valley Auto Sales. From the moment you walk through the door, you'll be in for the best car buying experience ever. From their large inventory to their experienced staff, 5 Valley Auto Sales is committed to helping you find the right car for you. View their featured vehicles online at www.5valleyautosales.com or stop by their location at 3300 South Reserve Street in Missoula. 5 Valley Auto Sales is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on MPSN.
Locally owned Paradise Falls is a place for friends and family to enjoy good food and good times. With a diverse menu and a fun atmosphere that includes nearly 30 TVs showing every sport imaginable, Paradise Falls is sure to have something for everyone.
Mom, we don't know how you do it. Let's face it, the job of being a mom is...
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton from the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we go to the new pitcher on the mound, and it will be Hayden Yarbrough for the Royals as Stuart Long comes to the plate. I didn't mark Bridger Johnson's at-bat down on my little board, so that always puts me a little bit behind. Johnson at first with no outs on the board after the pitching change. And Yarbrough will toss in a ball for the first pitch. Trad Richardson in the on-deck circle. Mavericks trying to work into it as they're down 3-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Yarbrough is going to fling it over to first, and that was a lightning reaction to throw over to first by Yarbrough. Long steps out for a moment, now steps back in. Long with a walk and a double. as we get an even count, or no, 2-1 on the count. For Long, though, he's got a run. They throw back over. Thank you. Here's the pitch by Yarbrough. And we'll get ball 3. Going off the scoreboard out there, and got to say kudos to the people that are running the scoreboard out there, as they have to stand in the sun, and we'll have a walk. So Yarbrough will come in and put a runner on off the walk with no outs here for the Mavericks. And
The left fielder, number 13.
the heavy bat of Trad Richardson comes to the plate for the Mavericks. Trad batting very well. He's got the top average right now. So let's see what he does against Yarbrough. He'll let the first pitch go by for strike 1. And Yarbrough will throw his first strike since entering the game. Caden Heydrich in the on-deck circle for the Mavericks with 2 on and no outs here in the top of the 5th. Scheduled for 7. Here's the pitch. And back outside, even at 1. And these Royals in Missoula last weekend to take 3 out of 4 games away from the Mavericks. Mavericks would love to swing in and take one away from the Royals on their home territory. And Yarbrough steps off the rubber. Settles back in, and here's the 1-1. Richardson slices foul as we get strike 2. Richardson now settled in. And the pitch. Foul once again. Richardson will stay alive. Umpire Very Fuller asking for baseballs. Here's the 1-2 by Yarbrough. And Richardson's going to bounce this one down the third base line. It will be foul. So he'll get to go again. Sometimes those call on the foul ball, it almost seems like eternity for the umpire to come in and make that call. As Richardson settles back in. Here's the 1-2 by Yarbrough. And Richardson holds off on the check swing. 2-2. Miller will check in with the umpire and to see, and Very Fuller shakes his head. So we go 2-2. Here's the pitch by Yarbrough. And foul hop down the line. They're going to say foul, and Richardson will come back and hit again. Swing again, I should say. In the voice of the Missoula Mavericks, Paul Yarbrough is listening in to this game as he sends me a text. Hey, look who's on. Here's the pitch. And a swing. Richardson will be struck out for the first out of the game. Moving us to Caden Heydrich. And last weekend when Yarbrough came on and played well at the plate, well, Paul admitted that they were related. Whether they are or not, that's to be determined, as Yarbrough will step off the rubber, but Paul says that the baseball gene runs high in his family, and well, Yarbrough got it. Hayden, I should say, and the first pitch to Hydro will be a strike. So runners at first and second for the Mavericks with 2 outs, as I have not updated that on the board. Only 1, okay. Going to stop using the scoreboard in the field as we get strike 2. Drew Stensrud in the on-deck circle for the Mavericks. And Yarbrough will deal the 0-2. And Hydro puts it into right field. Right fielder will have the catch, and that's out number 2. Brings us to Drew Stensrud, the first baseman, and Stensrud has had a good game over there at first, a couple of good catches and a couple of nice races to the bag for the out. He's really shown up to prove that everything that he's been billed for. Here's Yarbrough now, first pitch to Stensrud, and Yarbrough will step off the rubber. Set back on the rubber, and the pitch. And Stensrud will let it slide by for ball 1. So with 2 outs on the board, it'll be 4, 5, 6 on the order for the Royals in the bottom of the 5th. And Stensrud watches it go by for strike 1. So an even count at 1. Yarbrough with the stretch. And a foul shot for strike 2. Jake Lettner in the on-deck circle for the Mavericks with 2 outs and runners at first and second. Royals lead 3-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Here's the pitch by Yarbrough. And that'll hop in the dirt, allowing the runners to advance to second and third. And we'll be even at 2 on the count. Yarbrough takes a deep breath before he steps on the rubber. And the pitch. Swung on. Off the toe of the catcher. And the pass ball will be out number 3. So the Mavericks get 2 on, but they leave them behind. And it stays 3-2. Bottom of the 5th inning coming up right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Have you recently found yourself in a situation where you need a lawyer? Give our friends at Tip Coburn & Associates a call today. They have been practicing injury, employment, and criminal defense in addition to other areas of law for the past 60 years. Give Tip Coburn & Associates a call today at 406-549-5186 or stop by their website at www.tipcoburnandassociates.com. Tip Coburn & Associates, lawyers fighting for Montana since 1959 and proud sponsors of Missoula Prep Sports on MPSN.
Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it is social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or for radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton from the Missoula Prep Sports Network. I didn't make the change, so it's the bottom of the 5th inning. as Aiden Montez will lead things off for the Royals. 4, 5, 6 scheduled on the inning. And Montez is going to crack one into center field. And the right fielder, Daniels, will come up, put it in the glove, and that'll be out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out here to start the 5th inning for the Royals. And we go to the catcher, Cole Miller. Miller settles in with 1 out, nobody on. Hangus continues to deal from the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound as he's going to toss a strike in there. Pitch on the way. And this one's going to get away from King. We'll have ball 1. So even count at 1 for Miller. Miller struck out swinging his first at bat, and a fly on his second. Here's the pitch, and Hangus will have strike 2. Zach Hangus doing a good job from that 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound. He would get the only win of the weekend against the Royals last weekend on a night where the Mavericks were short, in a game where the Mavericks were shorthanded. This is a late swing that'll be fouled off to even us out at 2. And when I say shorthanded, I just mean that prom 2019 struck, and half the team would go to prom. Here's the pitch. Inside. And we get a full count. I have to chuckle when it comes to prom season for these Mavericks. 2-2, so I am off on my count. Thanks to Lawrence King for keeping me straight. If it wasn't for him, I'd be all over the place. And a swing for strikeout for out number 1. Lawrence does a little of everything for the Mavericks, and, well, he does some stuff for me as well, as he keeps me straight when it comes to these games. We go to Chase Hinckley now for the Royals with 2 outs, as this one's foul back for strike 1. But I always kind of have to chuckle when prom season comes around, because it reminds me of a few years ago when we'd have prom hit an inside pitch for a ball, even us out at 1. I believe it was Spencer Schock that had asked Hathaway about having the game off for, as we get a swing for strike 2. But Spencer Schock asked Hathaway for an exemption for the game because of prom, and Hathaway came back very quickly with, well, you found a girl to take to prom? As we get the inside pitch to go even at 2. Hathaway quick-witted when it comes to the boys as time is called. Hathaway spending so much time with these Mavericks. As this one's down the line, and Lettner cannot put it in the glove. Richardson will pick it up, and with 2 outs, the Royals will have a runner at first, as the left fielder Chase Hinckley will come to the plate. And, well, Chase has had an active day over there in left field as he's had to wrangle ducks off the field. And they are going to mark that as an error. And Oftengarden at the plate. High pitch for a ball. Hangus hanging strong up there on that 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound as this one's cranked over the head of the shortstop. That'll load runners up at first and second with 2 outs for the Royals. The Mavericks with 2 errors on the game. They would have 1 in that first game. Mavericks with 2 runs off of 5 hits. The Royals with 3 runs off of 9 hits as Eli McCoy comes to the plate. And the first pitch to the first baseman is inside for a ball. And there for a while, for the first few games, well actually the first month, Hathaway would have a strict 2-inning rotation for his pitchers. And an inside pitch gets us ball 2. But in the last week or so, he has let off and he has let guys stand tall for the strain. Angus now with the stretch. And a high pitch gets us 3-0 on the count. Hathaway would have a visit early, and we haven't seen him since. He's let Angus deal. And he's done a good job up there. I mean, there are 3 runs on the board, but Angus will step off the rubber. And the high pitch will walk the batter to load the bases for the Royals. So that drops us down to the bottom of the order for the Royals. Jaden Jordal. And that will bring Hathaway out for his visit. I kind of expected that to come up here pretty soon with Angus. And we're going to see a change on the mound. It looks as though Drew Stensrud is going to come in and pitch for the Mavericks. So Angus is done for the Mavericks, and we'll see Drew Stensrud come to the mound. We'll go ahead and step aside. Pitching change on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound. We'll be back right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Have you recently found yourself in a situation where you need a lawyer? Give our friends at Tip Coburn and Associates a call today. They have been practicing injury, employment, and criminal defense in addition to other areas of law for the past 60 years. Give Tip Coburn and Associates a call today at 406-549-5186 or stop by their website at www.tipcoburnandassociates.com. Tip Coburn and Associates, lawyers fighting for Montana since 1959 and proud sponsors of Missoula Prep Sports on MPSN.
Locally owned Paradise Falls is a place for friends and family to enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. With a diverse menu and a fun atmosphere that includes nearly 30 TVs showing every sport imaginable, Paradise Falls is sure to have something for everyone.
If you're looking to upgrade your car, stop by 5 Valley Auto Sales. From the moment you walk through the door, you'll be in for the best car buying experience ever. From their large inventory to their experienced staff, 5 Valley Auto Sales is committed to helping you find the right car for you. View their featured vehicles online at www.5valleyautosales.com or stop by their location at 3300 South Reserve Street in Missoula. 5 Valley Auto Sales is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on MPSN.
Locally owned Paradise Falls is a place for friends and family to enjoy good food and good times. With a diverse menu and a fun atmosphere that includes nearly 30 TVs showing every sport imaginable, Paradise Falls is sure to have something for everyone.
Mom, we don't know.
Welcome back to MPSN as we have the change on the mound. Drew Stensrud has slid over to the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound. That has brought in Dane Frazier to stand at first. And the designated hitter, Caden Heydrich, is done for the day. At the plate, Jaden Jordal for the Royals. So Stensrud will deal his first pitch to Jordal. And Jordal will slice it foul for strike 1. 2 outs on the board with loaded bases for the Royals. in a tight game, 3-2 Royals on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. And Stensrud will go ahead and pull up his defensive stats as he'll have a high pitch for ball one. As Stensrud will stretch. And we've got one in play down the right field line. Connor Daniels will put it in the glove, and that's the side. So Stensrud will stave off loaded bases. The Royals leave 3 behind, and it stays 3-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Top of the 6th inning right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Have you recently found yourself in a situation where you need a lawyer? Give our friends at Tip Coburn and Associates a call today. They have been practicing injury, employment, and criminal defense in addition to other areas of law for the past 60 years. Give Tip Coburn and Associates a call today at 406-549-5186 or stop by their website at www.tipcoburnandassociates.com. Tip Coburn and Associates, lawyers fighting for Montana since 1959 and proud sponsors of Missoula Prep Sports on MPSN.
If you're looking to upgrade your car, stop by Five Valley Auto Sales. From the moment you walk through the door, you'll be in for the best car buying experience ever. From their large inventory to their experienced staff, Five Valley Auto Sales is committed to helping you find the right car for you. View their featured vehicles online at www.5valleyautosales.com or stop by their location at 3300 South Reserve Street in Missoula. Five Valley Auto Sales is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on MPSN.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton from the Missoula Prep Sports Network. As we go to the top of the 6th inning, the Royals lead the Mavericks 3-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. For the Mavericks, it will be Jake Lentner to lead things off. So 6, 7, 8 scheduled on the inning. It is Hayden Yarbrough on the Five Valley Auto pitcher's mound warming up. So we've seen a change on the pitcher's mound from both sides. So we'll see how things deal out here. Lentner, King, and Bay scheduled on the inning as Lentner walks to the plate. We'll have 2 games tomorrow. Mother's Day treat at the ballpark as the Mavericks will take on the Scarlets in the morning at 10, and then a 2:30 game against the Rapid City Post 22 Hard Hats, who are in attendance right now, as they'll have the Scarlets right after this game. Here's Yarbrough's first pitch of the inning, and it's going to be low to Lentner for ball 1. So for Lentner, 0 for 2, couple of ground outs. And we go back outside for ball 2. Bo King in the on-deck circle for the Mavericks. Here's the pitch. And Lentner will swing foul for strike 1 as it dribbles right in front of the plate off the bat. So there'll be a 3rd game here at Delaware Park after this one. It'll be the Scarlets and the Hard Hats. Here's the pitch. And this one will be swung on foul down the first base line. And we'll be even at 2 on the count. And Delaware Park here, home of the Billings Mustangs. The way that they have the grass in that line, it's very tight. Doesn't give much room for the ball to play, as the grass kind of has a hip there. And Lentner will hop this one over the pitcher. The second baseman will have it in the dirt. The throw to first is good, and that will be out number 1.
The catcher, number 6.
So Bo King, the catcher, will come to the plate for the Mavericks. And King, well, He's going to follow in the footsteps of his older brother Jackson, who just graduated from Butte, America. As this one slides over the plate, strike one. He's going to go over and be a digger at Montana Tech. And I believe play the same position his brother did over there at corner. As we get another one over the plate for strike two. And he's not the first Maverick to head over there and play football. And he'll be joined, actually not the first Sentinel. He's going to be joined by, or he's going to be joining several Sentinel alumni over there at Montana Tech. And that's so awesome that these schools are recruiting from our high schools within the state. As we get the 0-2 that's up high, Miller's got to jump out of the stirrups and we get ball one. But recruiting within the state, and that's just so important for our high school programs, and it's great for our college programs. As the pass ball will put the king down the line, and that will be out number two. So we come to Dayton Bay now with 2 outs on the board and nobody on.
The second baseman, number 1, Dayton Bay.
Bay to settle in his first year at the Double-A level for the Mavericks. As Yarbrough will toss it in and we'll have a high pitch for ball one. Mavericks will be on the road Wednesday night as we make the trip to Helena. 9-inning game. And this one's off the knee, getting away from Miller, so we'll have ball two. Connor Daniels in the on-deck circle for the Mavericks.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
And Paul Yarbrough will be making the trip with me to Helena, as this one's over the plate for strike one. Paul will be doing some commentary with me on that game. I know he's pretty excited about that. He hasn't had the mic on for a while, and we get a pitch over the plate for strike two. So an even count at 2 for Dayton Bay. First pitch on Wednesday night is at 7 from Helena. And Bay, another pass ball down the line, and that will be the side. Mavericks go 1-2-3 here in the 6th. The Royals will have a chance to bat right after this on the Missoula Pep Sports Network.
We don't know how you do it. Let's face it, the job of being a mom is so many jobs all rolled into one. You're a teacher, a cook, a housekeeper, a seamstress, a chauffeur, a motivational speaker, and even a warden. To do everything you do takes, well, a little magic. Magic Touch Car Wash wants to do a little something for you to say thank you. On Mother's Day, all moms get a free car wash. It's the least we can do to say thank you. A free car wash for all moms. This Mother's Day only. Thank you, moms, from Magic Touch Car Wash. On reserve next to Fast Trip.
Do you have a property you'd like to sell? Maybe you're looking for a new place to call your own. Well, you're in luck because the Kelly Touch is the local realtor for you. Whether small or large, the Kelly Touch would love to help you find your piece of Montana to call home. From Kalispell to Florence, the Kelly Touch has the experience to help you buy or sell property throughout western Montana. The Kelly Touch, your professional real estate needs met. The Kelly Touch is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton at Della Park in Billings, Montana, as the Royals lead the Mavericks 3-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard for the Royals. It's the top of the order, Michael Moorhead, the center fielder, and Bo King taking a moment to adjust his helmet before he settles in behind the plate. And it's Drew Stensrud on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound. King is ready, so Moorhead steps in, and Stensrud will toss his first pitch of the inning.
I printed that one for you. I got another one on here.
And a low pitch inside will be ball one. And let's go ahead. I got cut off at the end of the inning before I got a chance to take a look at Stensrud's stats, as he'll toss a ball in here to make it 2-0 on the count. And this one will bounce out. Stensrud cannot put it in the glove. It'll roll past the shortstop, and it'll be picked up leisurely in center field. And that will make it 1 on with no outs to start the 6th. We come to Connor Hunter, the shortstop for the Royals. So looking at Stensrud, 3 games played, 3 and a third innings, 3 runs off 8 hits, all 3 runs earned, as this one's going to pop off. Stensrud with the throw to first, and the runner will be back, and we'll have our first out of the inning. Great job by Stensrud to roll off that mound and get the short hop ball. But looking at Stensrud, as I said, 3 runs off 8 hits, all 3 earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 3. As the throw to first is made, and Stensrud with an 8.11 ERA. So Dan Blanchard now at the plate with 1 out, 1 on. Here's Stensrud to slide it in there. And King's got to search for it as it just rolled right behind him for ball 1. Got a lot of respect for the catcher position. They've got a lot going on. Pardon the pun, but a lot on their plate as they have the call of the game as this one's fouled off to get us even at 1. So they call the game get the call from the dugout. They see the field, so they've got to call everything from the field. Go down and play psychologist to make sure their pitcher is in, the throwback to first. And oh yeah, they have baseballs thrown at them all game long. So the catcher position, just highly respected position from my standpoint. And the throwback on the pickoff, and Frazier not able to hold on to the ball. I think Frazier had that one in the glove. That would have been an out over there at first as Hunter plays over there. So 1 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch, and the runner's going to go. This is blasted into right field or into the gap. Daniels on his bike. It'll bounce in front of the Daniels. They're waving the runner around from second as the throw is made. Throw is made home, but off target, and King will have to block it in front of him, and the Royals will add a run on to make it 4-2 off the shot by Blanchard, and that's the second time today that he has done that. So Aiden Montez will come to the plate with 1 out and 1 on. Blanchard at second. Here's the pitch by Stensrud. And a swing for strike 1. Stensrud now stands on the rubber and will have the stretch. Swung on. Foul for strike 2. So the Mavericks will be away this weekend. They'll be away on Wednesday, and then they'll be home next Saturday and Sunday as they will have the Glacier Twins on Saturday and the Butte Miners on Sunday. As Stensrud will pitch, and this one will foul off into the catcher. Will stay alive at 0-2. It's Cole Miller in the on-deck circle for the Royals with 1 on and 1 out. 0-2 on the count to Montez. Montez, a single, a walk, and a fly ball. Here's Stensrud with the 0-2. And a swing. They say it did have contact. Strike 3, and that'll be out number 2. So Stensrud strikes out the batter to bring up Cole Miller for the 4th time today.
Number 7, Cole Miller.
And then it's another home game against the Senators 1 week from Wednesday, and then it's the first Maverick tournament of the year as they host their annual Memorial Day weekend tournament. Pitch on the way, and it's high for a ball. But for the tournament, we'll have Vauxhall in town. We'll have Bozeman, the Coeur d'Alene Lumbermen, and the Great Falls Chargers. That'll be a Friday through Sunday game as we get a swing for strike. It'll be a Friday through Sunday tournament, and folks, if you're in the Missoula area, there's nothing better to do on a weekend than come and watch some baseball, as there'll be games going on from 10 in the morning until we turn the lights on in the evening for the Mavericks games. High pitch will get us ball 2, so 2-1 on the count. But come on out, folks. Cheer on these young men. Make a day of it, as they've got a great concession stand there at Lindbergh Craig Field, so you can feed the family all day long. It's entertaining baseball. And I don't think I even have to mention how beautiful it is to sit at Lindbergh Craig Field to watch baseball. You've got the equestrian park behind, Blue Mountain right behind that, and the snow-capped Lolo Peak. I mean, come on, folks. Come out and watch some baseball at Lindbergh Craig Field Memorial Day weekend. Here's the 3-1. Swung on into center field. Well, Johnson's back there. He'll put it in the glove, and that's the side. So 1 on, left behind, and a 1-run earned. And the Royals lead 4-2. Top of the 7th, all or nothing for the Mavericks. Right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Montana owned and Montana proud. Your $29 a month Montana Mega Gym. Fuel has premier facilities with the latest equipment, nutrition superstores, high energy classes, refreshing smoothie bars, attentive childcare, expert trainers, and we never close. Best of all, you have access to 6 locations statewide for just $29 a month. That's less than $1 a day. Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Go to clubfuelfitness.com right now to find a Montana location near you.
The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for high school sports, and we need your help. MPSN is looking for local businesses to help us cover our local high school athletes by advertising their business on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. If you know of a business that would be interested in helping the Missoula Prep Sports Network in our coverage of high school sports in the Missoula area, drop us a line by using the Contact Us link at mpsn406.com. MPSN, Missoula's home for Missoula's prep sports heroes.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton at Dealer Park in Billings, Montana. Missoula Mavericks taking on the Billings Royals. Royals lead 4-2 in the top of the 7th inning. And we have the bottom of the order starting things off. It'll be Connor Daniels, Bridger Johnson, and Stuart Long for the Mavericks. It is Hayden Yarbrough. I almost said Paul. Hayden Yarbrough on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound for the Mavericks. They've got to pick up 2 runs to extend the game, to tie it up at 4, to put it into the 7th. Here's Yarbrough with the first pitch of the inning, and Daniels is going to take this one for a ride into left field, but the right field, I should say, and it'll be out number 1 as the right fielder, Oftengarden, will have the out. So Bridger Johnson will come up with 1 out and nobody on. Here's Yarbrough. And a pitch over the plate for strike 1. Yarbrough will deal outside for a ball, and I think he was going for the same spot as that first pitch.
Now batting center field at number 10.
For Johnson, he's 2 for 3 with a pair of singles and a ground out. And a low pitch will get us ball 2. tomorrow morning, we'll be right back here for a 10 o'clock game against the Scarlets, Mavericks and Scarlets, as this one sliced up over our heads, foul for strike 2. And then it'll be a 2:30 game against the Rapid City Hard Hats, post 22, as Johnson will rip another foul ball off to stay alive at 2-2. Those are always good games. Post 22, a classy team that always plays clean baseball. Not that anybody doesn't play clean baseball in the Legion system, but they're always a fine-tuned machine. As we've got a high pitch for ball 3. So it's 3-2 on the count for Yarbrough. He'll deal to Johnson. And Johnson will be walked to put a runner on with 1 out.
The shortstop, number 2, Stuart Long.
Brings us to Stuart Long, the shortstop. Shadows getting long here at Della Park. The throw to first. And Johnson diving back in. Yarbrough nods, and an inside pitch to get us ball 1. So Johnson at first with 1 out. Trad Richardson in the on-deck circle. Long with a pair of walks and a double, as this one's tossed back over to first. Mavericks will be heading down to Rapid City this summer for their annual trip for the Firecracker Tournament. So it's always good to see what the competition's like with these post 22 boys. Here's the Yarbrough pitch, and he'll get it over the plate for strike 1. 1 out, 1 on. Mavericks looking for 2 runs to tie it up. Here's Yarbrough. And a pitch over the plate for strike 2. As Long is trying to be patient at the plate, as this is critical time for the Mavericks. Time is called. And the pitch. Swung on, and Long will be struck out for out number 2. That brings us Trad Richardson with 1 on.
The left fielder, number 13, Trad Richardson.
And the game coming down to Richardson here with 2 outs and a runner on. And Trad will check swing. It'll be contact. And the foul ball will give us strike 1. Drew Stensrud in the on-deck circle. Or no. Dane Frazier, as we had the change on the field with the pitching. Dane going into Caden Heydrich's batting spot in number 4. And Richardson will bounce this one to the third baseman. Montez with the throw, and that's the bag. And the Royals will pick up the win over the Mavericks, 4-2. So we'll be back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for a game against the Scarlets. The Mavericks will split their first day here in Billings, picking up the win 8-0 over the Scarlets and falling to the Royals 4-2 in Game 2. Have a safe evening, everyone. We'll talk to you at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Good night.
Thank you for tuning in to this presentation of Missoula Sports.
What a rush!
MPSN's coverage of Missoula Sports is proudly powered by Fuel Fitness.
Always, always, always.
Tune in next time when the Missoula Prep Sports Network has coverage of your local sports heroes.
Well, goodbye.